tonight, the pathway to demolition.
This bridge needs to be taken down, not only to continue progress to replacing the Arlington Bridge, but it is in such bad shape.
What's next for Winnipeg's Arlington Bridge as the city green lights the wrecking ball? Also tonight, parking perils.
I was lucky to find a parking spot today, but sometimes you kind of have to make your own parking and hope you don't get caught.
Why the competition to find a spot at the Forks for your car may be getting more difficult. And later, barriers for beverage makers.
Yet that direct-to-consumer has been allowed in all the other provinces.
What's holding Manitoba brewers back from selling their locally made products across the country?
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joseph Bernacki. The demolition of the Arlington Street Bridge could begin in a matter of weeks. At an emergency meeting today, a city committee gave the green light to a $10 million contract to tear down the south side of the structure. Tonight, CTV's Jeff Keel explains why there was a sense of urgency to get this done now.
Alex Detanikazi's commute is about 35 minutes longer since the Arlington Bridge shut down for good in late 2023.
And now I have to go all the way down to this way and back this way, so it takes a while.
Demolition is set to begin on the bridge, which could clear a path for a new one.
That would be nice. I would like to see a new one here. Same route again.
The city's Public Works Committee approved a $9.9 million contract to tear down the south end of the bridge. An emergency meeting was held to approve the deal. City engineers say there is a sense of urgency to get this going, as the work over the rail tracks portion can only be done in July and August.
It's the slower period of activity within the yard is what they explain.
And then there's the bridge's condition. It was supposed to be decommissioned in 2020. Patch jobs kept it open until November 2023, when it was closed because steel was corroding at an accelerated rate. This has pushed 5,000 more vehicles per weekday towards the Slaw-Rebchuk Bridge and the McPhillips Underpass.
This bridge needs to be taken down, not only to continue progress to replacing the Arlington Bridge, but it is in such bad shape.
Despite this progress, drivers and cyclists might have to be patient. This is just the first phase of demolition. The north side of the bridge has to come down too. The hope is that could be done in 2027. And while design work on a replacement bridge is well underway, there is no funding in place to build a new one yet.
And realistically, if funding would be approved, about 2 to 3 years after decommissioning, we would start construction.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The city says the demolition this year will take up to 6 months, starting as early as June 1st. Traffic will be impacted from time to time at Logan and Arlington. An update now to a story we brought you on Friday. One person has died following a crash in Crestview. It happened on Cavalier Drive near Hamilton Avenue around 12:30 Friday afternoon. As you can see, a red SUV crashed into the back of a water truck. Police say the 49-year-old man behind the wheel of the SUV was pulled from the vehicle with serious injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say the vehicle was traveling northbound and drove directly into the parked water truck at a high speed. The truck's operator was sent to hospital in stable condition. An autopsy is pending and the investigation continues. Anyone with information or videos is asked to contact the Traffic Division or Crime Stoppers. A driver was airlifted from Winnipeg's Canterbury Park neighborhood after his vehicle rolled over Sunday morning.
I've never seen stars land in the city before. So we watched them take whoever they needed to take over, and then he was in and out very fast.
A spokesperson for Winnipeg Police tells CTV News first responders were sent to the area of Transcona's Murdoch-McKay Collegiate for a single vehicle crash. It happened just before 2 a.m. The driver, a 21-year-old man, was ejected from the car and suffered serious injuries. He was airlifted to hospital in critical condition and has since undergone surgery. He was the only person in the car. The Traffic Division is investigating. Mounties are investigating a suspicious death in a southern Manitoba town. Officers were sent to a vehicle fire at Bring and Lock Self-Storage on 2nd Street Northeast in Carman around 1:15 this morning. The vehicle was fully engulfed in flames when RCMP arrived, and a dead male was located nearby. RCMP were unable to say how he died or provide his identity, saying only that more details will be provided as the investigation unfolds. The Forks is a popular place in Winnipeg year-round, and soon some major events, including Pride and Canada Day, will really pack in those visitors. But those attending this month of May might find the competition to find a parking spot is really getting fierce. CTV's John Hendricks shows you why the accommodation of construction means hundreds of spots are no longer available.
People pulling into the Forks can't pull into a parking spot across from the Human Rights Museum. The area and the 350 spots that used to be here are now a fenced-off construction zone for the upcoming rail side at the Forks development.
That probably would have a lot of impact, I think, for people who are driving.
People like Alicia Pomainville, who squeezed into a very tight spot in order to park Monday.
I was lucky to find a parking spot today, but sometimes you kind of have to make your own parking and hope you don't get caught, or you're waiting at least like 10, 15, 20 minutes for someone to come out so you can get a spot.
Pomainville and others wonder what impact the lost spots will have on parking at the Forks going forward.
Normally we get really crappy weather, so a lot of people aren't going to be walking in -50 to the Forks, so hopefully they'll be able to make some room somewhere, but I doubt it.
The Forks actually has an abundance of parking on most days.
According to figures provided by the Forks, in 2023 there was a total of 1,500 stalls available, and 92% of the time, no more than 700 are occupied. During elevated usage, about 875 spots are grabbed, but on the odd day, far more than that are needed.
So on those busier days, like an Indigenous Peoples Day and Canada Day that are both coming up, we know that parking's at a premium there. But overall, typically you can find spots here at the Forks.
The Forks is encouraging people to use alternate forms of transportation, like Winnipeg Transit when they can. And when they can't, they're advising people use patience and keep circling until that perfect spot opens up. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A rail side at the Forks is expected to open in 2028. You now have another way to cool off as temperatures climb this week. The city began opening many of its spray pads for the first time this season today. The rest are expected to open by Friday, all except for Boyd Park, which is scheduled to open July 2nd. Most spray pads operate daily between 9:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. until September 7th. Meantime, heated outdoor pools are expected to open June 19th, excluding Fort Garry Lions. All other outdoor pools will operate daily, weather permitting, and waiting pools will begin opening on a staggered basis beginning July 1st. You can find hours and locations by visiting the city's website or calling 311. Speaking of those beautiful temperatures, very nice right now for your Monday night. 15 degrees in the city of Winnipeg, winds from the northeast at 15 kilometers an hour. The barometric pressure is rising and the humidity sits at 49%. And your Monday night expected low at 11 degrees right now. Expected mainly clear skies throughout much of the city of Winnipeg, mostly clear. Winds from the northwest at 20 kilometers an hour. And for your Tuesday morning commute to work, should be a really nice day. 15 degrees to start your morning. Mostly sunny skies. Winds from the east at 10 kilometers an hour.
Why has this not been announced yet that direct-to-consumer has been allowed in all the other provinces?
Deadline for trade. Why Manitoba beverage makers are asking the province to take action on interprovincial trade that could benefit their industry. Have you ever discovered a favorite drink while traveling and then wanted more once you got home? Alcohol from other provinces can be delivered directly to you, but for local companies, selling to out-of-province customers is a challenge. And as CTV's Harrison Shin explains, the deadline to break down that trade barrier is now less than 6 days away.
It's the sound of cooling down in the heat, quenching that thirst. Here at Devil May Care Brewing Company, Colin Coop is focused on local sales, but they do get out-of-province asks.
We've really gotten that question about like direct-to-consumer sales in other provinces has been like from Winnipeggers who formerly used to live here and really enjoyed our beer and have asked us to, ship it to them and stuff like that.
Back in July 2025, 9 provinces, including Manitoba and 1 territory, Yukon, announced a memorandum of understanding to allow direct-to-consumer sales by May 2026. It means you can buy alcohol from other provinces, breweries, and wineries directly and have it shipped to your home.
We're only 6 days away from the end of the month, and we've really only had one additional province fully implement direct-to-consumer shipment of alcohol products. So little movements from government thus far.
Right now, Manitoba is already allowing direct-to-consumer sales, but local businesses like Devil May Care can't sell to out-of-province customers directly. Keely Lepke from Canadian Federation of Independent Business says while Manitoba has been the leader for breaking down internal trade barriers,
Manitoba should be getting up and giving a call to all the premiers, asking where governments are at. Why has this not been announced yet that direct-to-consumer has been allowed in all the other provinces?
In a statement, Manitoba Trade Minister Jamie Moses says in part the government is committed to promote open interprovincial trade, adding they are working to expand Manitoban businesses' market access across the country and will continue to champion Manitoba-made products and encourage Manitobans to support local. For Coop, when interprovincial trade does open up, he'll be ready.
If we were allowed to do it, we'd put it on we'd put an online store up. We'd figure out our shipping model and figure out how we could do that for the customers.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A 26-year-old man is facing several charges following a tense situation in East Elmwood Sunday night. Police say a suspect armed with a handgun barricaded himself inside a room of a home with 4 other people. He allegedly then began waving the gun around and firing indiscriminately. Multiple police units were deployed and eventually were able to get everyone out of the home before the suspect surrendered. No one was injured. Along with a list of firearms charges, the gunman is also charged with 4 counts of forcible confinement and failure to comply. We're learning more tonight about a major gun seizure in downtown Winnipeg. A 24-year-old man is facing 77 charges after police confiscated nearly 24 loaded handguns from an apartment. Inspector Joshua Watsky with the Winnipeg Police Service says on May 7th, police received a tip regarding a man in possession of cocaine and armed with a firearm. Police then obtained a search warrant for an apartment suite at 344 Cumberland Avenue in the Central Park neighborhood. Inside, they found 21 restricted loaded handguns, a silencer, around 200 rounds of ammunition. Police also discovered 27 grams of cocaine, $25,000, and other paraphernalia. Watsky says investigators found evidence that a firearm had been discharged within the unit. A round had even struck a church across the street.
I'd like to talk about the impact of this seizure of firearms. These are all firearms that were meant for illegal purposes, whether it's illegal possession or use in a criminal offense. By seizing these firearms, the organized crime unit members have prevented possibly numerous shootings, including homicides, not only in Winnipeg and Manitoba, but throughout Canada, as we've learned that many of these firearms are trafficked within the province and across the country.
The 24-year-old suspect was arrested on Cordon Avenue the same day the apartment was searched. He's facing 77 charges related to drug trafficking and firearm offenses. Police allege the man was involved with organized crime and that he was trafficking cocaine to several northern Manitoba communities. However, there is no indication at this time that he was involved in the province's largest ever drug bust, which occurred last week. There are calls tonight to improve pedestrian and cycling safety in Winnipeg's North End.
4 lanes and it's rush hour. There are tons of cars and I just biked here and it's a harrowing experience.
This was the scene at Main Street and Mountain Avenue earlier this evening. People rallied after a pedestrian was hit here Thursday. On May 21st, Winnipeg Police Service responded to reports a vehicle had crashed. A woman in her 50s was hit and taken to hospital with serious injuries. Organizers say the city needs to do something to make this area safer.
When we do multiple little things together, we can make a difference. And whether it's reducing speeds or putting in bike lanes or more restrictions on like photo radar, there's many things we can do to control the culture of our dangerous driving.
There is no update at this time on the condition of the pedestrian who was hurt. People in the RM of Gimli are getting a reprieve on bill payment penalties following a cybersecurity incident earlier this spring. The municipality first addressed the cyber attack in April. It's working with cybersecurity experts to investigate and assess the situation, but the full impact isn't yet known. The RM is working to restore its systems so residents can process their bill payments at the municipal office. Interest will not be charged on delayed payments as a result, and no penalties will be applied to utility or tax accounts for those affected.
As soon as we found out this was available, took a look, and the space is huge. It's wonderful. So it just seemed like the perfect fit.
New digs and new eats. What's next for the owners of a longtime Exchange District Winnipeg restaurant? Taking a look at our first Skywatch picture of the day. Beautiful rainbow sent to us from northern Manitoba from Trudy Mason in God's Lake Narrows. Lovely picture at that. And our second photo comes to us from Neepawa, from the Westman region, from Louise Maximitz. A beautiful shot of her pear trees she had sent to us with those beautiful flowers blooming. Keep those lovely photos coming to us at winnipegweather@ctv.ca. It's been a beautiful start to the week as we seem to be jumping to summer temperatures, even though it's still the season of spring, of course. We had those rain showers throughout much of Saturday, pretty wet throughout much of Winnipeg and south central Manitoba. Of course, a lot of that moisture will evaporate with those warm temperatures that we're expecting later this week. Fairly clear skies over much of southern Manitoba. You can see not too much activity for your Monday evening at this time. Things are looking pretty good across much of the province for that matter as we move along. A little bit of rain that's already passed, of course, in northwestern Ontario. And then taking a look at your future cast for Tuesday morning, you can see a bit of a rain system developing, of course, at Churchill, northeastern Manitoba, and of course the very most northern parts of Manitoba. A rain system that'll be passing throughout Tuesday morning, and of course moving into Ontario. In the south, things looking pretty good. Fairly clear skies, a little bit of cloud covered there. You can see it looks like in Brandon in the Westman area. Potential for some showers there in the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, but a very small system at that. Tuesday afternoon, you can see on the radar there. Things looking much better in northern Manitoba by Tuesday evening as we move along into Wednesday. Again, very clear skies and temperatures warming up throughout the week that we're going to be talking about a lot as we exceed over seasonal temperatures for this time of year. Some rain in the southern Manitoba there by the North Dakota border, but again, things looking good across the province as we move through Wednesday. Again, not much activity in terms of that precipitation. In northeastern Manitoba, your temperatures low of 8 tonight for Thompson and Island Lake. Temperatures warming nicely though to +20 and 14 for tomorrow, and mostly sunny skies throughout the region. A little bit cooler in Churchill, -1, +3 your expected high for Tuesday. In OCN and the Pas, 8 degrees throughout much of the region for your expected low. Again, temperatures warming nicely to 21 and 20 for the Flin Flon. Lynn Lake a little bit cooler at 18 degrees and mainly sunny skies throughout the region. For Dauphin and the Westman region, lows of 11 tonight for Brandon and Neepawa, 9 degrees in Dauphin, fairly clear skies, temperatures warming very nicely. Again, +27 in Neepawa, Brandon, 25 for Dauphin and Swan River, and look at those sunny but windy conditions it looks like to be. And lows tonight for southeastern Manitoba, +12, +11 for much of the region, 29 degrees for Morden, Winkler, Steinbach, 27 degrees for Winnipeg, sunny skies throughout much of the region. For northeastern Ontario, 24 degrees are expected daytime highs for tomorrow, lows of +10 tonight with clear skies, things looking pretty good, and again, sunny skies for your Tuesday morning. And your Skywatch 7-day forecast temperatures warming +33 by Thursday, 34 by Friday, and the weekend looks to be very warm with mainly sunny skies and 33 degrees. Earlier this month, we told you Hermano's Steakhouse was closing in the Exchange District, but fans of the South American restaurant won't need to wait too long to sink their teeth into one of its signature dishes. Hermano's is taking over a long vacant space attached to Centennial Concert Hall this fall. The news comes just weeks after co-owner Noel Bernier announced its Bannatyne location was closing after 17 years. But the new digs will be a double feature for the Bernier family. It's also opening a cafe in the concert hall space as well.
As soon as we found out this was available, took a look, and the space is huge. It's wonderful. So it just seemed like the perfect fit. Like Hermano's is dinner and a show, and we've always had people come for dinner and a show, and then they come here. So why not the best place to bring the dinner to the show?
Nanny's House Cafe will serve Icelandic and Métis cuisine. The cafe will be open during the day and on nights when there are events at the concert hall. Meantime, Hermanos will be open 5 nights a week and feature live music. The Bernier family hopes to open both restaurants this fall in September. The University of Manitoba men's basketball team just got a slam dunk donation. The Bisons are the benefactor of a cool $1 million, and it came from one of their own. Former team member, Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame inductee and MLA John Lowen gave the Gift to Support program over the next decade or more. It'll also help provide an array of necessities, including equipment, facility upgrades, travel, the establishment of work-study programs, and meals.
To me, this gift is really about gratitude. It's about recognizing the impact others have had on my life and trying to create the same possibility for someone else.
The gift will also enable the university to host major events, including the U Sports Men's Basketball Championships. A journey across the pond. What dance styles are on tap for this weekend at the Burton Cummings Theatre? You can take a musical journey back in time across the Emerald Isles this weekend.
We do go through.
A Taste of Ireland, the Irish music and dance sensation, is coming to Canada for the very first time. It's making a stop in Winnipeg on Saturday. World-renowned Irish dancers will be putting their talents on display alongside contemporary musicians and vocalists. The show also explores the history of the region through dance and themed scenery.
We do go through different events within Ireland's history. So you'll notice that the first part of the show is a lot darker almost, because Ireland did go through those tough times during Vikings, the famine, all of that. So we try to portray the history of Ireland through Irish dance.
A Taste of Ireland takes the stage at Burton Cummings Theatre Saturday evening. You can find tickets through the Burt's website or Ticketmaster. The latest release in the Star Wars film franchise soared to the top of the box office in its debut weekend.
Wait, check your armor. The kid will live centuries.
The Mandalorian and Grogu brought in $102 million from theaters across the U.S. and Canada. That's higher than pre-weekend forecasts. Horror movie Obsession finished in the second spot, earning just over $22 million. Michael rounded out the box office in the third spot. Making the crucial toss, how a pickup game of cornhole is picking up in popularity across the province. And we'll break down tomorrow's forecast coming up next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Taking a look at your Skywatch 825 forecast, 15 degrees for your Tuesday morning drive to work. Sunny skies, temperatures warming nicely to 26 and 27 degrees by 5 p.m. From backyard hurlers to serious elite tossers, the third annual Manitoba Cornhole Championships were held over the weekend. The championship took over Heather Curling Club for the Battle of Tossers. It's 3 points for making it into the hole and 1 point for landing the bag on the board. The Manitoba Cornhole Association says the activity has been growing so fast, this year it expanded into 3 divisions: competitive, intermediate, and social. Vice President Jason McNish says the entry barrier is really low and anybody can get good at it quickly. In terms of how the game started, well, he credited it to human nature.
I think just it started with humans being competitive, and they probably were tossing something into a pail at some point, and then they thought, well, hey, let's stand up farther back. Hey, why don't we put a hole in the board and get Aunt Margaret to sew some corn into a bag, and we'll do that. And I think just over time that game started growing, and other people took it on and made more official rules and more official boards and more official equipment.
And if you're thinking about giving it a try, McNish says throwing the bag flat can help yield a consistent result. Certainly some good advice indeed. That's going to do it for us. For another look at tonight's stories, you can visit us online at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday night.